Hello and welcome to A Talk With. My name is Rory Guest and I'm here with the wonderful, the brilliant one half of the Says Who podcast, Kath. Hello,
Hello,
how are you?
hello. I'm good, thanks. How are you doing?
Yeah, no, I'm doing all right.
Good.
Been good, had a good day.
Yes,
Uh, it's brilliant to have you on the podcast. Well, this
it's brilliant to be here.
podcasty type show, as it were.
Yeah.
It's brilliant to be talking with you today. And of course, one thing I mainly want to ask you about to begin with, getting straight into it because we've brought up podcasts already and
Yeah,
bringing up podcasts and talking about them. I
yeah.
want to ask you about the Sesu podcast immediately out the gate. I know it's like straight into it. Not usually how I do things, but you know what?
That's fine. Go
I'm
for
made
it.
for it. So how did the Says Who podcast begin?
To be fair, this is my favorite story that I don't actually think
Hmm?
I've ever told before. So, um, Tip and I have been friends for ages. We met at an audition, um, and then booked the same job, learned that we were
Huh.
Doctor Who fans. Yeah, it was great. On the we were waiting for the train and we were just talking and I was like, oh yeah, I kind of do like cosplay and stuff. And he was like, oh that's cool, like Comic Con's cool, blah blah blah. And he was like, oh what cosplays do you do? I was like, oh you probably won't really, because I didn't really have Doctor Who friends.
Hmm.
So I was like, oh you probably won't really like know it. It's just like this show called Doctor Who and I do like classic companions and stuff. And he was like, I love Doctor Who, and I was like, no way, literally best friends from there. And I had been probably for about a year,
Hmm.
had been dropping hints like, "Oh, we talk about Doctor Who and hang out all the time. How cool would it be to do a Doctor Who podcast? Like that would just be like, because
The
we just
big
like
question.
no, and it would just be in like conversation, like testing the
Hmm.
waters type thing. Like, oh, wouldn't it just be so fun if we just like recorded our conversations that we talk about all the time? Um, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, that'd be cool," and then like nothing. And then it was just before not predictions, series two. And
Hmm.
we were talking about our predictions for what's going to happen. And he was like, "Oh, you know what we should do? We should do a Doctor Who podcast." And I was like, "I have been waiting for like a year for you to say this." Yes, I absolutely think we should do a Doctor Who podcast. And then I think it was in within like the next couple of days.
Hmm.
I went round to his. We recorded our predictions video. We took some stupid promo pictures that have never seen the light of day. But I think it'll be fun to post them at
Hmm.
some point. They're really cheesy and geeky and just hilarious, but we took a load of them. And then I tested the waters on Twitter and was
Hmm.
I refuse to call it X on Twitter.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, don't worry.
Yeah,
We don't call it
yeah.
X here.
We don't call it X, no. Yeah, so I was testing the waters and was like, oh, what if we started a podcast? Would anyone listen type thing? And I had quite a lot of like positive responses. And I was like, well, that's a good job because we're dropping it tomorrow. And yeah, the Say podcast happened. And that's how it started.
A very sweet story to begin with. I mean, sort of finding those people which you can talk with and sort of discover that shared interest of Doctor Who. I mean, you
Yeah,
brought up the fact that you didn't really have many Doctor Who friends to begin with. What's it
no.
been like making more friends within the community?
See, this has been one of my like favorite things about the fandom because I joined Twitter to start off with because I was feeling so lonely. Like
Mm,
I it was a time in my life where I think I've really only had like two or three friends. They like Doctor Who and stuff, but not like to the extent that I do. Feeling super lonely, really wanted to make some friends out there. So I joined Doctor Who Twitter and I was really, really shocked by the amount of lovely people like that I
mm,
started talking to and interacting with. Um, and then it kind of just blossomed from there. And now I've got like an amazing set of friends, just like from talking to people online and then meeting at conventions. And then obviously chatting pretty much nearly every day. I mean, like Harbo, he's my best
mm,
friend. And it that all started because I posted a Clara cosplay and he
mm.
messaged me saying, I really like your Clara cosplay, like I follow you, you're really cool. And I was like, oh my God, I think you're cool too. And then like besties from there. So yeah, it's just it's really incredible. Like I tried to stay away from more the negative side. I don't really like that cropping up.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that side, when people are really negative, it affects me a lot. I take it personally, but I don't need to because I didn't do anything for the show, so I shouldn't really is but I take it personally as if I wrote, directed, like I edited it together and
Mm.
scored the music for it and everything. I'm like, how dare you say that? Um, but yes, I tried to stay away from all the negative side of that kind of thing, but all the positive side, and just everyone is just so lovely. Like I
Oh,
was really shocked.
absolutely.
Yeah, like my favorite thing is when I first joined, and I think I started by being like, oh, here's my Doctor Who ranking because I love ranking everything. Um,
Oh, I'll
and
keep that
then
in mind for this talk with.
yes, we will. Let's just rank for the next hour. But yeah, then people put in like, oh well, I think this, like like first 5 episodes would be this. Oh, I'd introduce this, and it's just so fun to talk about it and hear everyone's my favorite. Sorry,
No, no, no,
I'll
no,
shut up
no.
in a minute.
No, not at all. This show is called a talk with for a reason.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, my favorite thing to talk to people about, like regarding Doctor Who, is all of their like favorite memories and
Mm,
like episodes that really touch them and their comfort episodes and like why they cosplay what they do or why they do certain edits because they love this companion and things like that's like my favorite thing
mm,
to talk about with everyone. I love seeing everyone's passion. Like that's really fun. Like that's why we started on the podcast Fan Feature Friday so that we could
mm. I definitely want
um
to ask about that because
yeah, yeah,
I wanted to
absolutely.
ask sort of what sort of drew that idea and sort of what influenced you to that idea because there's plenty of fan content out there. There's plenty of like fan
Yeah.
films, audios, and so on and
Hmm.
so forth. What sort of drew you to creating that sort of segment for the podcast and social media in general?
Well, so I was going to, and I probably still will, so stay tuned, I guess. Um, but I was writing an article of why the fandom um, is so important to Doctor Who, just in general, with all of their creatives being really good, kind of like press for the
Mm.
show, etc., etc. So I was writing a big article about that. Was going to post a load of my article work on a website. Didn't get around to it because I got really busy. But I
It happens.
saw it happens. It happens. I started booking other jobs and was like, oh wow, yeah, I don't have time to do this now. But it might come out at some point. But I put a post out saying like, oh, anyone who's like a creative, can you like comment below and share your work or share your friends' work, that kind of thing. And I was really overwhelmed by the responses and the different people that commented. So I like kind of bear that in mind. And then obviously we got the bad news about the Christmas special and you know Doctor Who taking a little bit of a break and we kind of thought, okay, well, if we are heading into Wilderness Years Part 2, the most important thing about the first one was all the fan work.
Mm.
Um,
Oh, absolutely. Carried
yeah,
the previous wilderness years and carried the show.
absolutely. Yeah, 100%. And we are like, okay, well, now we want to do something. And we want to highlight all the really interesting work that's has been done and is going to be done um, throughout this time. So we thought, okay, well, we'll do Fan Feature Friday. We'll put it out there, see if anyone gets any recommendations into us. Wasn't really expecting too much. So like we had ideas of like who we could um, kind of showcase and highlight and things. And then I've been running it and my emails, I've managed to get about 2 years worth if we just posted one person every Friday, right? So I said to Tip, I was like, okay, we're going to have to be posting 2 or 3 people every Friday to be able to get through the volume of people because this is just past stuff, let alone things that are
Yeah.
going to be come out of this. So I think you'll see we've been having to double up. But the fan films, the audio work, the artwork especially, that we've been sent um, to showcase. I didn't like I knew there was some really, really like artistic and creative people out there,
Oh yeah,
but
so
but
much.
I only kind of like know about my friendship group, like
Mm,
my community
yeah.
side of like all of their work. So seeing how much is I knew there was much out there, but how much is out there, and I was just like, oh my goodness, this is
Mm.
astounding. I've seen some beautiful stuff that I just can't wait. So I've got my spreadsheet, and we managed to cram a lot of people in just so we can showcase everyone. But
Yeah.
that's where that started, and there are some really fantastic um, different community works that are going to be displayed over the past however long. So really stay tuned for that. I need to plug my laptop in before my laptop dies,
That's okay.
or else you will not have any audio from me. Um, okay. But yeah, absolutely incredible work.
Yeah, no, I think if we are heading towards another Wilderness Years,
Yeah,
it'll be interesting how a Wilderness Years works within a time when we have social media, at a
yeah,
time where we have all of this like multitude of an unimaginable amount of fan content because during
yeah.
the wilderness years, I think it was the Fitzroy Tavern and you had all these writers sort of banding together to write like the novels and Big Finish came about because of it. It'll be
Hmm.
interesting to see how a wilderness years sort of works
Yeah,
within the social media age and I'm sure it will blossom and I'm sure there'll be an
yeah.
influx of all sorts of different types of fan work that
Hmm.
will no doubt fill your spreadsheet further and further
Oh
and
yeah,
further.
we're expecting it.
But it also means that projects such as those and the community show are
Yeah.
so important, more so now than ever. And of course, you
Hmm.
were on the community show live panel as well.
Yeah.
I mean, how was that?
It was a bit surreal to be honest. Because when I first started to go to Comic-Con, I used to go and watch it. So I'd be sat in the audience going, "Oh my God, this is amazing. Like I would love to do this, but I would never ever get the opportunity to do it. All of these people on stage are really cool. Like I wouldn't even be able to go up to any of the people on that stage. Way too nervous. I couldn't start a conversation with them. So I'd be quaking in my boots. So I remember I was at the Gallifrey Cabaret quiz night. It was me, Harbo, Tip, and Sam. And during one of the breaks, I checked my phone and it was Jack saying, "Oh, would you like to come on the community show panel?" And I just went, and I couldn't speak, and I just shoved it in Tip's face and was like, "Look," and he was like, "Well, obviously you're going to say yes." And I was like, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." Type back yes instantly, didn't ask anything else. Like, yes, I will do it.
Yeah,
Yes, please.
absolutely, yes.
And it was just really crazy. I mean, on the panel itself, I think I showed myself up a bit because I'm here like I love Doctor Who, like I love it, I love it, I love it, and then like the quiz section, I didn't have any ideas of any of the answers. I was like, when your mind just goes completely blank, and it
Mm.
was like I'd never seen Doctor Who before, so I was
Oh.
like I was looking at Robert Sherman and Harvey for the answers. I was like, guys, please. Harvey was like whispering stuff. Rob was like, "You're doing great." I was like, I don't know anything.
I mean, the amount of
Um,
times that I freeze up in the quiz of Rassilon, all the time, I
yeah,
have no idea what's going on, ever. I
that was so
always freeze
fun.
up.
Yeah. I see. I get really competitive with quizzes. I guess when people
Mm.
aren't staring at me while I'm on a stage with a microphone trying to pretend that I know things, um, like me and Liam are like locked in and we're like, right, let's do this. We have to win. We're competitive. But I was up there and I had my noteboard and I was like, help, I don't know. It was so much fun. The debate was my favorite. I love debating.
Yes, the battles
Yeah.
in fandom part
Yeah.
of it. It's like I've done it on podcast and on stage, and it's
Yeah.
always so theatrical.
Yeah.
And having to come up with these sorts of debates sort of on the spot, obviously, like there's a little bit of preparation, but you sort of have
Yeah.
no idea what the other person's going to say. I mean,
Yeah.
how did you kind of prepare for the panel? Because I imagine like there was calls and everything leading up to it. How did you sort of prepare for going on stage and being a part of it?
Um, to be fair, I was. con crunching my cosplay. So I was working so hard on getting my cosplay right, I completely forgot that I had questions to answer. So I was in my hotel bed the night before, reading through the questions that I needed to debate, and was like, okay, what's fresh and interesting, and something that probably someone won't do. But in the chat beforehand, we had to say like, oh, what monster we're doing, so that we don't debate the same thing. And I think it was Ben, or yeah, it was Ben who said like, oh, I'm gonna do Sidemen. I was like, damn, I should have got in there first because Sidemen would be a nice, easy one for me because I love my Sidemen. So I'm like, yeah, I could just do this. He was like Sidemen. I was like, damn it. Okay, what am I gonna do? So I went with the silence instead in some sort of like horror house situation. Um, yeah, but it was just really fun. I was just there with my notebook, like, okay, what can I do? What can I do? Um, yeah, it was such a great experience. I'm really sad that you can't go up and do it more than once because obviously you have to let everyone else have a turn.
That is
But if
very
I had it my way, I'd be on every single panel.
yeah, I mean I I can't say anything having done it twice. Once
Oh,
very,
okay.
the very first time it happened, I
Yeah.
was invited by the first Jack that did it, Jack Reeves, and then I was brought
Yeah.
back by Jack Alexander because he was
Yeah.
doing a fan doctor special, and
Yes, I saw that one. That was my first one.
really, it
Mhm.
was so much fun.
Yeah.
Genuinely, it was unreal. It was a different experience both times. It is a shame that that doesn't tend to happen a lot. Obviously, it was very specific circumstances of fan films and fan doctors, and
Yeah.
having yeah, no, it's always a brilliant panel, and I'm very glad that you had a great time up there because
Oh, massively.
it's and if you ever get the chance to go on any Comic Con panel again, I'm sure you'll
Yeah.
say yes in an instant, and rightfully so.
Oh, absolutely.
But
Yeah.
going to talk about fan projects in general as well,
Mm.
still sort of, what are some fan projects that you sort of love personally? What are ones that you've checked out personally and that you sort of enjoyed in general?
I Well, I've checked out a lot more recently because of Fan Feature Friday, and it has encouraged me to check out more. I really, really love artwork. So I really like seeing everyone's fan edits.
Mm,
Um, I just think some of them are just, well, to be honest, most of them are just so beautiful and so creative. And it's something that I can't do. I am not techie. I can get my head around Word. That's it. That's all I need to write. Um, so like I couldn't do any of the stuff that Tip does for our podcast, like making
mm.
thumbnails and all of that. But I think because I can't do it, I love seeing everyone else do it because I can sit there and go, oh my, how on earth did you get this? And when people start talking technical about it, love that. I love hearing people's processes, definitely. I've been also been breaching out into fan films
Mm.
and fan audios. Um, Josh Carpenter wrote for Dom's Remnants.
Yes, excellent episode. Oh,
Amazing.
it's
So
amazing that
good.
that whole series is
Yeah. It's
insane.
on I have a list now. And I'm making my way through it because I was like that was like my kind of introduction to it because I didn't know what it was, hadn't heard of it before. So I checked that out and was like, oh, this is really good. And then I think I listened to another one by Dom. I can't remember the name. I'm awful. I'm really bad with names. That was incredible. It's from the same like
Mm.
series. Um, and then obviously Red Twilight. My love, Red
Gotta love
Twilight.
Red Twilight. Red Twilight is amazing.
Incredible. It is. So yeah, it's mostly like fan art and stuff, and I like supporting. I love having artwork all over my collection shelf, so I do try and get from like cons and stuff. I
Mm.
try and get as much as possible. Um, Yeah, I think they're the most. But if anyone wants to give me some recommendations, please, 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 because I am slowly getting with it and getting out there. I love write actually. Another thing I enjoy reading, I really enjoy reading short stories. My
Yeah.
attention span isn't amazing. I can't like get through a whole book very well, or very quickly. So Doctor Who short stories, I love them because they're entertaining and my attention span is the perfect amount of time for my brain to concentrate before I run away and look at squirrels. Um, Yeah.
I mean, me too, to a degree. I mean,
Yeah.
mostly pigeons nowadays. I'm mostly going to run and see pigeons nowadays rather than squirrels. But anyway, sorry, my brain went
I
somewhere else
no,
there for
I
a
love
second.
pigeons. I will happily talk about pigeons, seagulls any day.
Yeah, no, but sticking, I mean, to
Yeah,
be
stick to
fair,
Doctor Who.
yeah. So, I mean, talking about all that and talking about the different ways that people can be creative, are there any creative pathways that you've yet to go down that within this fandom that you'd like to try?
Oh, great question. I mean, because I do my cosplay stuff, I write anyway. I would, one thing that I would like to do, and we are doing through the podcast at some point this year, um, it'll be more for Christmas,
Mm.
is we want to produce a audio story.
Ooh.
Yeah, so like, um, yeah, we're gonna co-write a story. We haven't really thought that much into it. We literally discussed it last week, but we're gonna co-write a nice little Christmas story um, for a doctor, a companion, um, for a little Christmas special, and then we'll get some of the creatives from the community involved to do some like because I think Liam will edit, but just for like photos and maybe some music, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
mean, there are so many talented musicians in this community that I'm sure will
Absolutely.
be more than happy to
Yeah,
step up.
absolutely. I mean, we're gonna put a little thing out
Mm.
and say who wants to be involved, and we'll try and get as many people involved as possible in
Yeah.
whatever way that looks like. Um, but yeah, so that's one thing that I would like to do would be produce something like that because I've written plays, directed plays, that kind of thing. Um, I studied set design and did that for my master's, so I've built sets, done all of that. But I think what I would like to do is like produce something, my own work,
I mean, what was
from
it
start to
like?
finish.
What was it like studying that for your masters? Uh,
Incredible. It
what
was incredible.
was the most ambitious set you ever built?
Oh, well, I mean, for my masters, so I'd have to talk if it's for something I built, it'd have to be my undergrad because masters I had to do during COVID. So I had to do
Ah,
all of what I would do in model form and then but still go through with what I would have to do to get planning permission and stuff because I do site specific work. So, but I think mid uh, building a set for Alice in Wonderland, uh, me and my friend, because she was doing the choreography for it and I was
mm,
designing and building her set for it. Um, Mid that, my workshop manager came in and was like, "Okay, grab everything you can. We're going into lockdown." But that was like we were starting to drill and, and construct this this set for her dancers, and then yeah, unfortunately we got told that we can't. We've got to stop building, and
oh, that
so
that is.
COVID messed up a lot. But it really sucked. Um, but yeah, just we did a kind of a what would you call it? Like a satirical Moulin Rouge. We
Mm,
built this giant windmill and it was very that was really fun. That
mm.
whole show was really fun. Yeah, there was some really interesting stuff at uni that was really really good to be a part of. But yeah, COVID messed all of that up, unfortunately.
Yeah, COVID, interesting time
Very interesting
to
time.
say the least. Yeah.
I mean, I had to pretend to be a monkey in my back garden and record it for an exam.
Is there any
They just
context?
love theatre.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was literally like, it was probably the most, not like, it made sense in context on stage, but when you're in your back garden, in your socks and your gym wear, pretended to be a monkey, kind of like the evolution of man actually. So I was like forming from a monkey to a
into
human.
a human. I
Yeah, in
I
my
can
back garden.
see I can see the vision.
Yeah, that was yeah. And it's really funny because I had to like obviously all the set design stuff that I should have been building. I was building models. So I had to like set up my camera to record myself doing it because we had to video it and submit it. And then do like a presentation over it. So
Mm.
just me, you just see me like in very odd positions trying to hot glue things and construct things, and then because I was doing it in my bedroom, there's like a mirror, so you just see me in awkward angles in the reflection of the mirror that were just not flattering at all. Um, what a time!
Mm.
What a time! Yeah,
All the time, but it is interesting to hear about. I imagine quite stressful to do, but interesting to hear
yeah,
about because there were all sorts of different courses that I had to adjust at the time and had to
yeah.
figure it out in COVID. But set design is one that I hadn't thought about,
Hmm.
especially since, how do you go about do that how do you go about doing that in lockdown? That's quite fascinating, really. I mean, it's
Yeah,
yeah, just to say we've got 10 minutes left on the call, by the way, just thought I'd mention.
that's fine.
I'll ask one or two more questions and then
Yeah,
we'll start a new call.
cool.
But going from set design back to sort of talking about the fact that you're doing your own audio,
Yes.
and you mentioned that it will be about a doctor and a companion. But in a hypothetical situation, if you had your own fan doctor, what would they be like? What would there be a type of doctor you'd play?
Oh my goodness. See, I've always been the person to say I could never be the doctor, and I really do stand by it. Like, when people are like, oh, obviously, and it's really funny because, like, my dad or like people at work or whatever, but like, oh, yeah, because obviously you'd be the doctor. And I've always been like, no, I want to be the companion because I get the juicy stuff.
Mm,
Everything's through the companion lens. They get put through so many other otherworldly like experiences every single day. No, no day is normal, and you've got to experience all of that. Whereas the doctor, because they know everything, or at
they're
least
the
well,
they're the
say they
clever
know
one. They're the,
everything.
the
Yeah,
most
yeah,
intelligent person in the universe. It's they've done
exactly.
everything.
Exactly. They know everything. They're a Time Lord. So, like, even though it's still a situation where they need to figure out what's going on, save the planet, all the easy stuff. But it really is the companion who gets put through everything, quite personally. So I have always said that the companion's the juicy one, and I would like to be a companion. So I've never actually thought about what
Hmm.
my doctor would be. I mean, probably not much different from me. I would definitely be a bouncy, hyperactive doctor who
Hmm.
is obsessed with like psychology and all the weird, dark, and disturbing things in the universe. I'd definitely go and explore some absolutely horrendously horrible places.
I mean, that
Definitely.
does sound like a fascinating, like fan doctor, fascinating sort of series. But
Yeah.
sort of turn that question around then, what sort of companion would you like to play?
I would love to be Zoe.
Mm,
A Zoe or a Vicky.
both amazing choices.
Yes, completely like intelligent, can hold their own, has like their own autonomy, like very much knows who they are, won't take any other business, and definitely someone that can stand and next to the doctor and also be helpful in any situation.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I would definitely like that, but also be able to experience new things and be shocked by and like um amazed by the beauties of the universe. Like I would want to be able to play both. A strong,
Mm.
independent character, um, intelligent, be able to hold their own, but also be able to say, wow, this is beautiful. I never thought I'd be able to experience this before. Wow, look at that species. Look at how like what their communities are like and what their cultures are like, and how could I take a bit of their kindness, or how look how they work together, or how well they don't work together, and how can we try and help that, like kind of what Doctor Who is, I guess.
Yeah.
um yeah, that would be really fun. That's
I
kind of
think. what works wonderfully about that is that those sort of traits can be brought out in the Doctor through the companion. They very
Yeah.
much reflect one another and bring out the best in each other. And I think
Yeah.
that there is that wonderful sort of curious lens that
Yeah.
both Doctor and companion can bring, and when they both bring
hmm
it, they mirror it, and it's sort of that's
Yeah.
where the chemistry kicks in. And I think
Yeah.
that's yeah, no, that would be that's a wonderful sort of take on a companion, and would be a wonderful take on a companion. Okay, so after that little break, because for anyone watching, I don't pay for Zoom, so it only does it in 40 minutes. Everyone who's watched the series knows that by now. But anyway, so
That's
talk.
fine. It's great for my attention span.
Oh, it's great for me as well because naturally, in like right now at the time of recording, the heat has been awful.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to recording these, I have to turn my fan off, and this room becomes an oven.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm so glad that we didn't record this a few days ago.
Yeah, I'd have died. I would
Yeah,
not. I'd just be here drenched in sweat, like
that
not good.
would have been the last episode of a talk with. I would not have
Yeah.
been around to make any more. But no, there is one I do want to continue talking about set designing because I
Yeah.
think that's an absolutely wonderful pathway to go down and to talk
hmm
about. But I
Yeah.
really want to ask you sort of like what led to you deciding to work as a sort of set designer and on plays. I mean, where did that passion begin?
Okay, I love talking about this. So, I went been dancing all my life, acting all my life, pantos, shows, competitions, blah blah blah. So then I went to uni and did dance and drama for my undergrad. And in first year, you kind of do a bit of everything, see what you like, and then second and third year, that's kind of what you take on. Um, so doing both, I kind of was limited on what I could do because I had to kind of, when you did both disciplines, only could do some because of scheduling. So I got luckily put onto sonography, which is set design, props design, lighting, sound. Am I missing one? And costume. Um, and we got given a play, or you could love your mug. Me too. um, sorry, squirrel. Um, yeah, so get given a play, and then you had to pick within the group um, one of those five things um, to do for this play. So I did props design, and it was for the weir, and you had to bring in I brought in five items for this scene that we were doing. And then you had to do like a portfolio of why you chose them, where you got them from, blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of like sourcing for like if you wanted to go down that route in TV and stuff for when you're doing all that. So I did that, fell in love with it, didn't really think of it again because that's just kind of how it was. And then in second year, when they were like, okay, so you need to start thinking about what you're going to do for your dissertation, I was like, well, I've really, really loved doing all the set design, the sonography stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I would really want to do that, but because I'm dance, I had to do something to do with dance. So I was like, okay, so I was exploring, doing all my research and stuff, and then I saw a gap in the market for site-specific theatre and dance, and analysing space specifically. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. So then I started coming up with a theory about how to appropriately use space um, where it can enhance the world building of whatever the choreographer is trying to create with whatever dance performance they're trying to do, but not limiting because set design and the props that you use are so important um, for any kind of visual art that you're doing, and they really do need to be considered because once all of the tiny details are ironed out and are accurate and perfect, it really does immerse you into whatever. I use that term loosely, but it does kind of immerse you into um, that world that you're trying to create. And I don't see that in dance. because of you have to think of the risk assessment for the bodies in the space and um, making sure that no one's going to trip over or break anything or smash into something because there's a giant tree in the middle of the stage. Do you know what I mean? So you have to be
Yeah.
really practical with it, but somehow still immerse your audience. And I really love Punch Drunk, incredible, incredible theatre company. Um, so I started exploring Punch Drunk and their immersive theatres, and then within dance as well, um, and create theories around that. So that's how that all started. And then I carried it on through to my master's degree, really exploring that a bit more in depth. But then I was also doing acting because that's what I wanted to do. So just kind of that thing. So that's how that came about, really. But I really love space, like the space of and what you can do with it, and immersive theatre. So I try and do that in
Mm.
anything that I can, really. Um, yeah, that's kind of how that came about. Really, something really interesting. Um, how can you manipulate the space? And another thing, especially with my master's degree, um, because I do site well, site specific, site specific work. Put my teeth in. Um, it's how you can use the locations that you choose for your theatre, dance, whatever,
Mm.
your show, to really enhance the performance. So what's the history of the space? What does this space say to you? What are the remnants? Like I did an old factory that got knocked down, but the
Oh,
site
wow.
was supposed to be flattened and built on houses, and then they didn't get the planning permission, so it's just rubble.
Mm.
Um, and there's homeless people who live there, and there's a lot of fires that are set by teenagers. There's graffiti everywhere. There's drug paraphernalia, which obviously we had to get rid of if we were to do a show there. And all the fields were overgrown, and it's like, okay, so what is this site telling you? What's it saying? What's it screaming? How does it make you feel when you walk through it? um, so I did an adaptation of 4.48 Psychosis, um, and then adapted it to be an immersive theatre piece, and all you do is kind of plonk all your set dressing in there, and the site speaks for itself. And then it was an immersive audio, so you walk around with headphones on, and this story is playing, and you experience the history around you whilst listening to someone's personal and story, something that's really sentimental and raw to them. And all of that makes you really feel something. And that is because of the space and the story that's being told. So that's something that's really interesting, um, and gets me very excited. As you can tell, I'll take a breath now and let you talk.
Well, what I was about to sort of say and ask is sort of like going on from that and sort of talking about acting as well. I
Yeah.
imagine having that perspective on how character builds and how character works and how
Mhm.
there's always a history there and a story to be told. I
Mhm.
imagine it kind of weaves together to
Yeah.
complement each sort of side to what you're doing and what you're building.
Yeah.
In both dance and set designing, all sorts. I imagine there's sort of a link between all of them that helps build that sort of perspective whenever you're going to a new challenge. Um, what would, I mean, I know you just delved into quite a lot of it there, but how would you kind
Sorry.
of describe your process when it comes to designing?
So first things first, always look at what you're designing for. So I'll have a script, um, read the dialogue front to back, work out intentions, character backstories, blah blah blah, all of the righty bits that you have to do for if you're acting or directing or anything like that. Then read the small print. What are they sitting on a chair? You know, that kind of thing. So all of the stuff that is referenced in the script, go from there. Then start unpicking all of the history of it, I guess, um, and the subtext. So, okay, when's it? When is this place at? It's here. Okay, so what's the background of the characters? Where are they socially? Where are they politically? What kind of thing would they have in their house? What would be in their environment? Where have they traveled to? So do they have any bits and pieces from different countries? Uh, what are they hiding? Do they have stuff? Like, I do quite a lot of period stuff, so it's kind of like, what are their stuff like, blah blah blah. Um, so it's kind of just looking at that kind of black and white script in front of you and trying to see the color. That sounds a
Yeah.
bit that sounds a bit I don't want to swear on your podcast, but you know what I'm
No,
trying to
oh,
say.
by all means, you can swear you
Yeah,
like.
yeah. That just sounds a bit wanky, but it is
Not at
it
all.
that but that is your process. And I think coming from uh and I kind of suggest this to anyone. This is some unsolicited advice for any creatives out there. Try and be involved with, in any way, shape, or form, in any depth, um, a little bit of everything. Because if you know how a character thinks, then you know that, and this is just from like a set design perspective, but it works across. If you know how this character thinks and is going to act, you know that, oh, if they're being smart, like smarmy, and they're going to pick up their wine, then you know to put wine there, even if it's not in the text. So you can kind of like play about with it. If you've directed before, you kind of know that, oh, if this person is quite a character that moves around a lot because of this kind of energy, or because
Mhm.
the actor's playing it this way, then you know to A, not have things obstruct, but B, have plenty for the actors to play with, so that you know that it's kind of building that scene like they live there. They live, and it doesn't have to be like they live in that house. They live in that world where these things are accessible to them. Um, so it's just the finer details. And always remembering, because this is one thing that drives me crazy, is continuity is so important. So if you're a prop designer or stagehand, set dresser, that kind of thing, and I'm quite particular in remembering what goes where, what was there, kind of reading your actors and knowing where they might throw something about or rush to somewhere, and okay, well, I need to make sure that those papers are in the right place, just to kind of keep that continuity and not distract from the audience. So I can't remember what your original question is. I just kind of started
Sort of talking
talking.
about your process, which is exactly
Process,
sort of,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's just consideration, reading in between the lines. And if you're, I know that this is very particular to me and specific to me, because I can visualize in my mind how I want something. So I know how it's going to look, but I know a lot of people can't do that, or that's not how their brain works. For example, Tip can't visualize something. So we have two very different ways of like communicating things,
Hmm.
like creatively, because I can see it in my head and he can't.
Hmm.
So I have to learn how to like
You
talk
think
about it in
that
things.
difference complements you think your different sort of ways of visualizing and exploring things complements each other when it comes to creative projects?
100%. We are the most completely polar opposite people. 100%. Like, I meticulously craft, curate, and plan everything. Before I can write something, I have to do my synopsis, I have to do my scene breakdown. I need to know exactly what's going on with anyone in my script before I even begin to start writing dialogue. I need to know where it starts, the middle, and then how it's going to be resolved, picking through all of the plot holes and anything that I could get called upon to make sure that there's no mistakes in there. Tip, he just goes, okay, I want to write this. Bam, writes it. We were having this conversation the other day because I was writing something, and he was watching me write my notes, and he was just like, "How do you do that? How can you write something like how do you like feel free within that?" Because he finds the journey along the way, and I'm
Hmm.
like, "Yeah, but I don't like that. I like to know where the journey is going, so I know how to write to get there." If that makes sense. So we have completely different processes. So co-writing our first proper thing, at Christmas is going to be delightful, I think. So I'll be like, so we're going to do this and this. He'll be like, yeah, and I'm like, no, 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 no. I need to know. You can't go off track here. I need to know exactly know where we're going. I'm like, yeah, we'll find it. No, no, we won't find it. We'll plan it now. So yeah, that should be interesting. But yeah, I think having it, but it's also really freeing because when you work with people, like I've never used to work with people very well. It's definitely something that you learn, not that you're gifted with. Um, and I think learning from different people is such a great thing. Like some of the techniques and ways that I do anything creatively now, I've definitely taken inspiration from other people, 100%. Something that like I couldn't or wouldn't have thought of doing on my own and thinking, oh wow, that's like a great thing, a great idea. I definitely use that in my work. So yeah, it's good to have people that are different because you learn
Yeah.
things.
I think that's the sign of a good creative and a sign of a great community as well, is when
Mm,
you are surrounded by people who do things in different ways and are
yeah.
nuanced in their own ways and
Hmm.
create their own sort of work and in their own sort of creative ways, and you sort of learn from it and you take from it and you
Yeah.
hearken from it, and it really is wonderful. It is, but it's sort of like, does that sort of influence both of your sort of, when it comes to hosting the podcast? I imagine like that sort of difference, the differences in sort of
Mm.
thinking and processes. How does that sort of influence the podcast and how you both host?
It's really funny because it's the polar opposite.
Mm.
Tip will come in because he does his trivia, so he'll have his trivia section. That's fine. That's all up to him. But he writes notes. I come in hot. So he, because of my attention span, don't know if I have mentioned it, but because I get distracted and I go on tangents, for people who listen to the podcast, they will very much know that. So he really does have to reel me in and keep me on track. And I obviously we watch all of the stuff that we need to. If we're doing like a topic, I'll write all my notes and stuff. And on some reviews, I'll come with a couple of pages and stuff. But sometimes I do just come in for the party. Then it really is just a conversation, to be honest. It really is just conversation. Um, the most planning and stuff will be preparing what we're going to do. I mean, we've got stuff planned all the way up until the end of next year.
Oh
Because
wow.
yeah, we've got a lot of ideas, a lot of things. Because things get, in the schedule get when we have interviews and stuff.
Oh yeah.
We have to change some bits here and there so that we can slot them in. Because they're never fully in because we have to work around schedules and stuff. The interviews I do write the questions for, and I am very scheduled. I plan everything and make sure we do all our research and all of that, so that we don't look like we have no idea who we're talking to and what we're talking to them about. So those ones, but the reviews and the topics, we like to have fun and we want people to have
Yeah.
fun with us. If we came in and we were like really, you know, to the page, sticking to the script, it wouldn't be fun then. It
It
wouldn't be
just
authentic.
doesn't come across as natural at all, and people can
No,
tell, people can feel it.
yeah, 100%.
Um,
Because I mean, I used to write my reviews, and
mm,
then I'd sit there and I'd try and read them off a page, and it was not natural. We weren't gelling because I was reading off a page, so like our chemistry couldn't naturally, um, come out. Yeah, it just was. So we just write a couple of notes, then we just chat, and then hope you all enjoy it. To be honest,
which I'm certain people do.
I hope so.
The
I do hope so.
reception to the Tattoo podcast is exceptional. I mean, people seem to
Yeah,
really, really love it, and rightfully
yeah.
so.
Thank
Um,
you.
I do have a sort of a tying like the set design to Doctor Who for a second, because I've
Okay.
got a question that I've just thought of, which is, if
Yeah.
you were to design a TARDIS interior, how would you go about designing it?
Easy. Easy, easy. TV movie TARDIS.
I mean, yeah.
I would have. Okay, can I just go off on the TARDIS for a
Oh,
sec?
yeah.
Thank you. Right, I say this pretty much in like every chance that I can say. Journey to the center of the TARDIS, right? I do think Journey to the center of the TARDIS. We were robbed a little bit because it's a story about the journey through the TARDIS, and we barely get to see anything. I would design the TARDIS, and they'd probably hate me and say, no, we don't have the budget for it, so I'd have to use my magic and find ways around it. But I'd design as many rooms as possible for that TARDIS, and they would be lived in. They will feel like the thing that we miss, and I think particularly in this TARDIS that we've got currently, or Shooter's TARDIS, there's no character.
Mm.
I like the kind of clinical feel to it, the
Yeah.
sci-fi futuristic. I like all that. I think it looks better with the warm lighting, 100%.
Agreed.
But I feel like
100%.
that, yeah, 100%. And like the different colors that they do. The core
The
wash on it
purple.
doesn't, the purple is
Purple was so
gorgeous.
nice.
And I love the ramps. I love the accessibility. That's something that definitely has come way too late, 100%. But I really miss like from uh like the first Doctor when he'd walk and just get a cup of water because of course in the
Mm.
corner of that set today there's a food dispenser, or of course the second Doctor now has a trunk and he's like going all about like that. Just feels like, oh, the Doctor knows that if he lifts this flap here he's got this, and if he goes around this corner and pushes this button he's got this.
Feels very purposeful, very
Yes,
lived in.
exactly. It's a lived-in set, and that's something that I feel like we've got the jukebox, cool, but that's kind of all we really have. Like my favorite TARDIS is 9 and 10s. I love it. I think it really feels like the Ninth Doctor, and by the time we get to 11, it's nice to have a new TARDIS because it feels like the Doctor's outgrown it. But you've got your chairs, and the Doctor does pull out like the chest, like in Unicorn and the Wasp, and he's got the carrier night crystal and all that. Like I crystal ball, I really like all that. It does feel lived in, and I really love the 12th Doctor's TARDIS when he's got his bookcase and he's got his chalkboard, like all of that. You can tell that he's going on a journey here, and
Mm.
and it really fits. So I would really like to pull all of that together and have a really understand who this Doctor is, cater the TARDIS specifically to their needs with some really fun, because I know it's the console room, but you can have fun with the console room. You can have some cool gadgets over here. You can
Yeah.
have like a walkway through here. Why not? Like especially with like the costumes, like when the 10th Doctor goes through the TARDIS to pick his next costume or his outfit. Like that's just what a beautiful visual. I would love to see more of that, and that's one thing that I think we do lack, and it's definitely because of budget, 100%. But
Yeah.
I would definitely, if I was to do it, and it's easy for me to say if I was to do it because I don't know the constraints that they have to go through, but I would definitely peel back the how big Shooty's space feels with all the ramps and stuff because he barely uses them. He only uses them to change his clothes. So I'd pare that back a lot and use what money I'd saved there to really go ham on like the memory TARDIS. Oh
Mm.
my God, the memory TARDIS. Love it. And it doesn't have to be all different bits from like his different eras and stuff and companions and that, but just to have like a clutter. It's a clutter
Mm.
TARDIS with all little gizmos and bits, and you know, I'd love to do that. I definitely it would definitely be like a mix between TV movie and the 12th Doctor's bookcasey uh chalkboard TARDIS.
Mm.
That's the vision.
I think if there's one thing I miss, it's when we saw the companions' rooms. It's like back in the fifth
Yes,
Doctor's era,
yes,
we would see
yeah.
Tegan and Nissa, and we would even see Romana's room at one point. And I think
Mhm.
it's obviously the TARDIS is this big in look on who the Doctor is, but I think
Yeah.
having these rooms, which are spoken
Mhm.
about in New Who, but they're
Yeah.
not actually shown, I think it could be a
Mm.
great insight into the companions that
Yeah.
certain quirks that we don't get to see on screen. Like
Mm.
I think I was speaking about a set from Torchwood the other day, which was Gwen and Reese's room. Gwen
Yeah.
and Reese's kitchen. They have all of these different like DVDs, CDs. They have a Billy Piper CD. They have all
Nice.
of these different photos of their families, and it's the same with most
Yeah.
sets. But I always quite loved that set, and I think having that energy in a companion's
Hmm.
room in the TARDIS could give a great
Yeah.
insight into them. Because obviously you can't get everything from telling the audience or from dialogue or from
Yeah.
even like their homes. I think there's some things that they will reserve for the TARDIS.
Yeah.
What I would love as well. Sorry, I'm rambling now. I'm
No,
distracted.
I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm invested.
I think a companion which like has like Polaroids on their wall of like
Yes.
previous adventures or adventures we didn't see on screen.
Hmm.
Just this nice little picture wall of them and the Doctor and their adventures,
Adventures.
stuff that they can't take home, but stuff that they
Yeah.
take with them on their travels.
Yes.
I
I
think that would
love
be really
that.
wonderful.
I
And
think what would be wonderful as well is if I would love to see like bits of home in the TARDIS, but also mixed with experiences. So like, um, in the Army of Ghosts when Rose has her bazoolium, like just having like little ornaments from markets they've gone on, turn left, when we see them on the market store and they're having drinks and stuff, and them keeping like the cup that they drank out of, or like something like little sentimental bits taken away
yeah,
from their adventure with their Polaroids. But I can imagine, like, for example, Rose, her room being messy, just like it is at home, and still having like a bed that she's used to and little bits to remind her of home, pictures of her, like of Jackie
Jackie,
and her,
Mickey,
yeah,
Christmas, all that
yeah,
sort of thing.
just all the nice sentimental things to so you've got a kiss of home while you're running across different
It
universes.
would be really nice if they like had a photo of Rose and Nine. If they went to that while she's traveling
Yeah,
with Ten, and
with
she
10.
occasionally just looks over and sort of remembers and reminisces over the past.
I
Even
love
like
that. Yeah.
even like something Clara and 11, it'd
Yeah.
be a really sweet little detail.
It'd be like, oh, remember when you did this? And it's like a different body, but because it's the same person, they can still like remember all of the adventures that they went on. Oh, that would be so nice. I love that. We need to do it. There we
Yeah,
go. We're on
yeah.
we're on the next production team. Sorted. I've
Uh,
decided.
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So, talking of costumes and that sort of side of things, I do want
Hmm.
to talk about cosplay because
Yes,
naturally you
let's do
do
it.
a lot of cosplay, and cosplay
Yeah.
is a wonderful side to this community and many
Hmm.
fandoms. And
Yeah.
you cosplay a lot of companions. Hold on a second, who's your favorite companion to cosplay?
Ooh. Ooh. I want to take out for okay, I've got two. No, I don't. I've got three. Okay, I've got three favorite cosplays for different reasons.
Hmm.
I my I think my sentimental all-time favorite one is my New Earth Rose cosplay because I spent a lot of money getting that costume made. It was when I first got like um a stable job, I guess. Um and I could afford it, so I did. I dropped a lot of money on it and had that made, but that healed inner child me. Series two, specifically New Earth and like Rose's Doomsday Blue, that has always been like my favorite costumes throughout New Who. Like those
Mm.
two are like my childhood. So when I had that on, because like I'd run around pretending to be Rose and like making makeshift stuff, um, but they were like my favorite. So to have that did something. So that's like my sentimental all-time favorite. My second one that I haven't taken to a con yet and need to, I did it for the galley quiz, was my Katie Manning, my Joe Grant cosplay. Love that. That was so fun to make, and I made it from scratch. I did all the alterations myself, um, and it was really. I went and sourced out all of the accessories and stuff, and that was like my first like classic companion that I made myself.
Mm.
And I really need to take it out to some cons, especially if she's there, because I'd love to get a picture with her in it.
Oh,
She's so
absolutely.
lovely.
She would absolutely love that.
She's just Katie Manning is just so wonderful. Like she's really been supportive with some of the stuff like that I've like posted on Twitter and my cosplays, the podcast. She was like, when I said, "Oh, do you think I should start a podcast?" She commented underneath and was like, "I think you should absolutely do a podcast." And I was like, "Okay, just for you, Katie, just for you."
I genuinely think anyone can quote me on this, but Katie Manning is one of the nicest people to walk the
Yes,
earth.
a
She
hundred
is
percent.
absolutely just one of the best people out there and one of the most supportive
Mhm.
people out there. You see her at galley
Beautiful.
cabs all the time, you see her at
Yeah,
conventions all the time, you
yeah.
see her supporting people all the time. She's wonderful. Absolutely
She's such
wonderful.
a beautiful soul, such a beautiful soul. When I met her for the first time, I was just in tears because I was like, I love you so much. She gave me a tissue. She was like, it's okay. She was like, come and say goodbye to me before the end of the con. So I did. And she was like, it was so lovely to meet you. She's just so wonderful. So yeah, I would like to take that cosplay to a con. And then my third one is the one that I did for the community show panel, which was my Asylum of the Daleks Clara. That one
Mm.
again, I made from scratch, made the belt myself from scratch out of
Oh
foam,
wow.
paint, and a dream. Stole a load of, so I say stole. I asked to borrow some bits from the workshop that I build in and took a lot home with me to make the belt and all the accessories and stuff. Um, so yeah, I really like that one. And I love Clara's shoes. I'm a short woman, okay? I'm 4'8". I am short. Anyone who's seen me in person, I am a short person. Um, Clara, like Jenna Coleman's quite short as well, so she is wearing wedges and high heels at any possibility to add her some height. So I really appreciate it because it makes me look less than average. So I'm still not like average height, but I'm only just underneath it. It adds a couple of inches on, and I do appreciate that very much. So yeah, look, that's why I love Clara because I get to be tall for a little bit.
So my next question is quite a big one. You mentioned
Oh,
that you
okay.
like ranking earlier and talking
Yes.
of companions and cosplaying costumes. How would you rank your top five companions based on costume, based on how they dress?
Oh my goodness. Okay, 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 right. I've got to order. Okay, so do I have to do it in order?
Not in order. Let's
Not
not
in
do it
order.
in order.
Okay, okay. So if we, right, let's see. Favorite companions, Rose, obviously, Clara, obviously, Joe Grant, Vicky, but like she's not really a fashionista though. So I'm gonna take her away just for that because that's not fun. Um, who else? Who else? Who else? Sarah Jane, fashion icon. I'm sorry, but she got like right just in like Canine and Company, incredible outfits.
Hmm.
Um, uh,
But in the Sarah Jane Adventures with the waistcoats and the shirts and
and
the
the
leather
boots.
jackets and the boots.
And the Sonic lipstick. Come on,
Hmm.
girl. Slay. Instant slay. Um, I'm just like, okay, Amy. Should we? No, should we go Amy? Or Ruby? Pick out of Amy or Ruby.
I'd go with Amy.
Amy. Okay. So we've got Rose, Clara, Sarah Jane, Amy, and Joe. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, probably Joe.
Hmm.
Some of her outfits are absolutely beautiful. Um, okay, so I'll do Joe Grant, then probably Sarah Jane.
Yeah.
Joe Grant, Sarah Jane, Clara, Rose, because I find because they changed. Sorry, I can't remember the costume designer's name. Is it Lucy? I'm really awful. I'm really sorry. Um, because they changed Rose's costume and they developed as she progressed and her confidence and her relationship grew with the doctor and she started to become more herself and find herself. Um, as time went on. I think the progression of that to where she ends up, and the thing that they do in specifically, I haven't really noticed it that much, especially not really now with like kind of
Mm,
shooters era. Um, but definitely series 1 to 4, and anyone correct me if I'm wrong, they were very considered with their costume choices. So many mirroring. If we've got like for example, Partners in Crime, Donna's first suit outfit are the Doctor's colours, already foreshadowing the Doctor
yes.
Donna, and they're meeting again. Perfect. Like, so considered. Rose's Series 4 outfit, 10-2's colours, who
Hmm.
she inevitably ends up with. Like, just so, like, all of Rose's progression from Series 1 to Series 2, her costume developed with her. Just like things like that, I really love. So that's why she beats Amy. So Amy 5, Rose 4, 3, Clara, 2, Sarah Jane, Joe Grant wins.
Hmm. I
That was fun.
can, yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. And also,
How would how would you rank your favorite companions? Costuming for
ooh,
top 5.
okay, interesting. I have given us some thought. So
Okay, go on.
I think the companion, and I probably won't be able to in order. So
That's fine.
going off like dress sense alone, I mean,
Yeah.
Romana won. Romana won.
Okay, yeah.
Absolute diva. The way that she dresses, the way that it
So,
complements the Doctor, just
yeah,
the wackiness of some of her outfits. Like it's not really. It's one of the only ones on that list for me that isn't really searching for meaning there. It's just more what she was wearing was just so bold.
yeah,
And to be fair, the colors of what she was wearing often complemented the episodes that they were in, like the Android Tatara with the purple and the greens, and
yeah.
it was always that Stones of Blood. I've got a hand in my new fan license either way, and the hat. But in fact, I'll throw Romana as both Romanas in one there because
Okay.
both of them have iconic fashion. I
Hmm.
would also. Sarah Jane. I mean,
Yeah.
Sarah Jane, absolutely. As I said, the waistcoat, the leather jackets, the stripy outfit that she
Yes, Hand of
had in
Fear.
Hand of Fear.
Yeah,
I mean, it
iconic.
and Dimensions in Time, which is
Yeah,
no wonder
yeah.
they picked that one because it is
Iconic though, isn't it?
iconic, and
Yeah.
it's not surprising that they brought that one back for Dimensions in Time because it's the
Yeah.
most 80s outfit I could have ever imagined.
Yeah.
Um, I think Rose, I think ours are going to be
Yeah.
very similar because
Yeah.
Rose, as you said, the development there, but also I think it brings me back to the 2000s as
Oh,
well.
I love Y2K fashion. Yeah.
It is incredible fashion, and I think you get so much about her character from her outfit,
Yeah.
depending on the episode and depending on where she's heading and how she develops into her series four sort of the development there. And not only the fact that the colors represent 10-2, but also the fact that she's wearing a leather jacket.
Leather
I think it's
jacket. Yeah.
very, very Doctor
9.
coded, very
Yeah.
nine. Oh, who's next in my um Clara,
Yeah.
absolutely. Gotta be Clara. I mean,
What's your favorite Clara costume?
oh, great question. I think I have a deep breath. And
Okay.
deep breath because I love how that mirrors when she puts on the kilt at the end.
Yeah.
Mainly, and I think that is like, is that one for Insta Dalek? I'm not sure, but I think it's deep breath mainly. And I like how that complements her sort of developing this love for 12. Not
Yeah.
quite at that point, but she's willing to,
Warming.
yeah, she's sort of the veil is dropping for her as
Yeah.
much as it was for 12. And also, just for how fashionable it is, I think I mentioned, oh no, there's two. Sorry, two. Sorry, I'm going around. Mummy on the Orient Express. Her
Oh,
look in
yes.
that, both her
Yes.
and Capaldi, just
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
costume design is, I mean, that
Incredible.
again, I used the word diva earlier for both of them this time, and it is
Yeah.
just generally suave and lovely costume work. And
Mm.
I think what was the other one I was going to mention? And I think the sort of the suit that she wears in Time Heist with
Time heist.
is it
Yeah.
a purple suit? I can't quite recall,
Purple
but
suit, dark
purple
bag.
suit.
Well, it's like maroon, dark maroon suit, I think it
Mm.
is,
And
with the
that is
tie.
just a lovely costume. I mean,
Yeah.
generally, it is a really lovely costume. And
Hmm.
trying to think about the other companions. So I've mentioned Romana one, well, Romana in general. Um, I
Oh,
mentioned, was it
yeah.
Sarah? Sarah next,
Sarah.
and then
Yeah.
Clara.
It's your
Ooh,
top spot or a spot.
um, I really do love Ace's leather jacket. Really,
Yes.
because I think there's so much personality there, and obviously I think there was a book released recently that delved into the meanings of each badge, and
Yeah.
how
Yeah,
I
I
think
think I remember seeing something about that.
it
Yeah.
tells such a unique story on who this character is, and the fact that like the badges change each episode for the most part. Like there's a few new ones, a few ones removed, and obviously the badges have significant importance in Curse of Fenric when she hands a sort of communism badge over. Um, and I do love how that jacket tells a story.
Yeah.
Um, and I do prefer that look to a pinstripe suit later on in Power,
Right.
because I do love that pinstripe suit, but it lacks the same. I'm glad that she has this jacket back in that story as well. But would I put her in my rank? I'm not sure. I think it's a wonderful question, but obviously there's not much variety
Yeah.
in how Ace dresses, and I like sort of it when a companion's dress sense evolves with their character, like Rose.
Yeah.
So who would I pick for my second? Um, I might also pick Amy as well, because I think just generally and I'm trying to think of my favorite Amy looks. I mean, Asylum of the Daleks is a great look. I think
Yeah.
that's a great look for most of the characters, to be honest, including Clara
It
slash
is.
Oswin.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I just think that it's the same way that Rose is quintessentially 2000s. I think Amy's look is quintessentially 2010s.
Yeah.
And it brings
100%.
me back to that time. And I think you can see the development in her character as she reaches the end through her costumes as well.
Yeah.
Um, and
I really. Oh,
oh no,
sorry.
go on. No, 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 go
No,
on.
I was just going to say, I really love her Vincent and the Doctor and Time of
Yes,
Angels. Those two are really iconic, I think.
absolutely. Yes, no, I really like the red jumper.
Yeah.
It's a bold choice. But it
Hmm.
works. It does
I
work.
remember I found the red jumper, and obviously it's an
Mm.
oversized hoodie. So on me, an already very small person, it looks extra, extra oversized. So I'm going to have to alter it massively because
Mm.
I'm look like I'm wearing my dad's jumper. You know, like when kids borrow their dad's jumper or whatever. That's what it looks like. But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Carry
No,
on.
no, not at
What you
all.
said.
There are companions that I wish had more diversity in their outfits.
Yeah.
I think Martha, I would have loved more looks for Martha because I think they kept her in that same sort of red leather,
Yeah.
le sort of maroon jacket for
Yeah.
too many episodes. And when she did get the chance to like wear different outfits, like the Lazarus Experiment or Human Nature
Yeah.
Fang Blood, which was obviously a period outfit,
Hmm.
um, I think, I would have, or even in Blink, when
Yeah.
you get that small bit where she's in like the black leather jacket, and that look I thought was very nice. And I really wish it got more variety. So I just wanted to throw that one out there. Not
Yeah,
as a
I agree.
favorite, but I think there are some companions which I wish got more to wear, more
Yeah.
of a journey told. And I understand it's difficult for
Hmm.
Martha because it's only one season, but even
Yeah.
so.
But
Um,
yeah.
trying to think, because I do absolutely love Joe Grant, and I love Joe Grant's
Yeah.
fashion. So she would absolutely be number one for me as
Yeah.
well. Um,
Icon. Icon.
Absolute icon. I'm trying to think of any more that I've missed. I mean, Zoe had some interesting looks
So
at
it has
certain
to,
point.
yeah.
Definitely, um, I mean, absolute diva, but also just kind of there's that one look which is very sparkly
The
and
sparkly dress. Is that Arc in space? Not Arc in space.
no, it's
Wheel.
the Mind
Cyberman
Robber.
story.
I think it's a
Is it the
Mind
Mind
Robber.
Robber?
I
Is it the Mind
think
Robber? Oh
so,
no, it is the Mind Robber.
because there's
I
that
always
yeah.
because they're on the console and it's
Mm. I think an honor
revolving, isn't it, in space?
an honorable mention for fashion icons companion wise, Jamie. Love a kilt.
I just love Jamie
I
anyway.
Oh yeah, Jamie is just generally, I
Jamie and the Second Doctor.
mm, yeah. No,
It's just so
absolutely.
cute.
No, but I'm trying to think of any more. I mean, no, I don't think there's any more that I would put in that list near the top. I mean, the all of the 80s companions are wonderful. Um, but dress sense wise, maybe not what I would go for.
No,
Like, I would not go
completely
out
fair.
dressed in the same outfits that they wear.
No, no, definitely
No,
not.
no, but it's quite interesting, really. I mean, and that was a wonderful conversation about, how costumes develop and everything. I mean, in terms, if we were to switch that now, if we do another ranking of Doctor
Okay.
outfits, top three, we'll do top three.
Okay, I'm gonna class two together because they're
Hmm.
very similar and very specific. Third Doctor, obviously.
Yes.
It's just so dashing. And
Mm,
I love a velvet blazer. My goodness.
absolutely.
So
Mm.
third Doctor, but I'm gonna group that with Peter Capaldi's red velvet.
Yes. Velvet just
Ah,
works. It
it
works
does.
on the Doctor. It works in general. I really wish
Yeah,
people would wear more velvet. It just is the nicest sort of
love
look.
velvet.
But for a
Yeah,
Doctor, it's perfect. Absolutely
perfect.
perfect.
So I'll group them together. Also, special mention to Series 10 Capaldi hair.
Oh, yeah. No, hairstyle wise, that is the best the Dr. Sarah's ever looked. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Tennant's hair, which is very close
Yeah,
second. I love
Series
um
4 Tennant hair and
Series 4
sideburns.
Tennant's hair. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
absolutely. Although
Pfizer Pompeii, David Tennant hair. My
mm,
goodness.
mm-hmm. Even like the 11th Doctor's hair in Series 5, specifically Series 5,
Yes,
I've
yeah,
always liked that one. And the 8th Doctor's hair. I mean, the Doctor's always had great hair.
yeah.
Um, I mean, yeah, I always did love it. And going back to costumes though,
Sorry,
about,
yeah.
no,
Before we start going
sorry,
on here.
I was just thinking like there are so many tangents I could go on about Doctor's
Yeah,
hair, but let's go back to
pickaroo,
costumes.
pickaroo. So, pulling this back in. Yeah, Third Doctor, Capaldi, amazing. Love them. Um, I really love uh TV movie 8. I love
Very
the
nice
Edwardian.
costume.
That's like there's just something about it. I really, really love that look. So I guess like they're all kind of the same kind of uh vision, I guess. And then 10 is just iconic. And I know I just sound like a basic bitch. And I
Not at
know I
all.
do. I know I
Not at
do.
all.
But
Well,
series 4, I know I do. I do. And that's
it's
fine.
yeah, I mean,
That's
it's a take I agree with. So go on.
it's it's just, and I know I keep bringing this back to the hair, and then we'll come away from the hair real quick.
Not at
But
all.
just series 4, 10th Doctor with the sideburns, like because he has a bit longer of a sideburn.
Mm,
They're not as short as series 2 and 3. Um, and I think this sounds really bizarre, but I think he just glows with Donna,
yes,
right?
yes, he
Because
really
like
does.
he does, because he's like young, finding his feet in series 2 with
Mm,
Rose, and it's very much like together, love you, romance, that kind of thing. And then he's fighting that with Martha, and he's being a bit of a dick. Um, and Martha isn't getting her flowers, and it like that is just like it's not as like I don't know, when I think of series 3, it's not as like I want to say like bold, but in like a I don't really know what I'm saying. I want to say in like a sparkly way.
mm.
Interpret that however you want to. But then you get to like series 4 where he's got a friend and he doesn't have to worry about all the romance stuff, and he's just going on adventures with Donna, who he's missed, and they've got this friend, and he's like glowing. I think that's what I'm trying to
Mm.
say. He's glowing. He's got his series 4 hair. He's got his sideburns. He's got his outfits, and they're off on adventures. And he just does look like he's glowing. So
Yeah.
yeah, like specifically series four.
Are you
Um,
more of a brown suit person or a blue suit
yeah,
person?
brown suit.
Brown suit. Hmm.
I am a brown suit girly. I just I think because I've always wanted the brown suit. It's just like with Rose, like I said with New Earth. I've always wanted to be the Doctor in the brown suit, and I made one. I found one similar on Vinted, and it was massive. Like I'm a small person. Like small in adult is not small for me. So I really had to like cut it to pieces and remake it. And I loved that so much. I would really like to get, the ones that you can get made. Like I would,
Mm.
that's like I will save for that. But I'd love a 10 brown suit with the coat. When I put on Tip's coat, because he's got a 10th Doctor coat for when we cosplay together, felt alive. It
Mm.
was
Mm.
magic. Yeah, really love that. So that's probably like my second pick. Then, oh, but and I think apparently this is like controversial, right?
Mm.
I don't know how. I remember saying it once and someone being like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, I didn't realize that was the thing." I really like the 11th Doctor's 7B outfit, the purple.
The purple one. Yeah.
He feels more mature, even though
Mm.
like he's not. I don't think it's. I think the 11th Doctor comes a bit of a caricature of himself. I think he reins it in a bit better, like towards the end of 7B. But like series five of like is like Matt Smith's strongest performance, I think. But I feel like the 7B stuff is like it suits him the best.
Mm.
Yeah, okay.
I
Okay. See, I knew I was wrong.
No, not wrong. Not wrong at all. I think that was actually going to be. I was going to ask about like controversial costume take. That was going to be
Okay.
my controversial costume take that I don't like it.
Yeah, see,
Like
I think he feels more like the ancient
I
wisdom, old. He's got the kind of rough tweed jacket, he's got his
I
fob
think
watch, he's wearing his
there's
waistcoat.
one thing that lets it down for me,
Okay, go on.
and therefore makes it one of my least favorite. It's the
Go on.
hair. It's how they style his hair.
I
Because
agree on the hair. I agree on the
I
hair.
I think for me, that costume, it's a lovely costume. It's a lovely looking
Yeah,
costume. Like the purple, I can imagine any doctor wearing that and looking amazing.
yeah,
But then I think when they sort of gel the hair and they sort of
yeah.
make it, it makes the costume in turn look plastic to me.
Okay.
To
Yeah,
me, it kind of looks like because he's the raggedy doctor throughout most of his era,
yeah,
and he has that like uniqueness to him that he finds in his sort of blowing his hands around and sort of going from one thing to the other and sort of being all messy. And it's when they make him look too clean
ID.
that I
Yeah,
kind of think, okay, you look obviously, no offense to Matt Smith, none there at all. It's mainly just based on the character there of like,
yeah,
it makes him look just a bit too clean, a bit too
yeah,
plastic,
yeah.
like like an action figure that's been like looked after for ages, and like he just sort of it just
Is an
doesn't suit his
auton.
doctor for me. He's an auton. He look, that costume is very auton like, not Matt Smith.
Yeah,
Nothing against
yeah.
Matt Smith, nor when he tidies his hair, more so for the doctor. I think, and his doctor, if they kept his series five hair,
I was gonna say series
uh
five hair with it, maybe.
yeah, then I would
Yeah,
really like that costume more. Um, I think it's definitely better than the green coat, in my
yeah.
opinion. I
Hmm.
I get why people don't like that, and I get why I think Matt Smith doesn't like that.
I was gonna say that doesn't feel very Doctor, his
No,
green coat. I mean, I don't. It's not like I don't hate it,
no,
but I don't feel like it fits his
yeah.
aesthetic as well as the other two.
I think that there might be another doctor that could wear it and
Hmm.
could try it. I just don't think he's the one to do it, because
Yeah,
especially since I think it's like for me, it's the only one that really breaks a sort of tweedy sort of aesthetic there.
exactly.
Like
Yeah,
it doesn't look like something you would see a geography teacher wearing. It's something that
yeah,
Yeah. It's just yeah, no. I mean, there's definitely got to be room to shout out Shooty
Yeah,
because the amount of costumes he has, and
but I think that's to his detriment.
I
Like
agree.
that's not his fault. But it's really hard because you latch onto the Doctor because of their costume as well.
Yeah.
Um, and when you've got a Doctor who has different costumes in every single episode, it's hard to be like, that's the doc no, that okay, that's not the doc that's the because like I see his like promo stuff as like his
Mm.
Doctor outfit, and I would have been happy to see that all through series one,
Oh
and then
yeah.
a different version of it, and like all the period
Mm.
ones, having a different one, and that kind of be his alternative. I get that he's like slay fashionista 100%,
But
but I yeah, I do
I
think it's to his
completely
detriment a bit.
agree. Because I think it should have had an outline. That's what he was
Yeah,
missing, in my opinion. Like,
yeah,
you have Pertwee, who does change his costume up
yeah,
every episode. He wears different sorts of suits and costumes and
yeah.
capes, but it all sort of
But there's
follows
a
the same
baseline.
aesthetic. Yeah, there's the
Yeah,
frilly shirt, there's the sort of material that jackets are made out of. There's a
yeah,
consistency there
yeah.
that and I like a doctor that has a revolving wardrobe. Every episode
Hmm.
he wears a sort of different outfit. Like Pertwee, I think I even
Yeah.
mentioned in an episode of this before Shooty came out, and
Mm,
did his thing as the 15th Doctor, that I would love to see a Doctor with a revolving wardrobe, but I
yeah.
think this just sort of lacked
Too
that,
different.
yeah, that consistent element.
It's the identity as well.
Mm,
Like you can see that he is fashionable and
yeah,
he has taste and style, but what he wears doesn't necessarily like scream who his Doctor is.
yes. And I
I
think
guess.
for me, there are some outfits that don't scream Doctor.
Yeah,
Like, I think his 73 yards look to
yeah,
me does not scream the Doctor at all.
yeah.
That felt that felt weirdly companion coded. It
Companion.
felt like something Nardo would wear. And
Yeah, yeah,
I get
yeah,
that like the Doctor is the sort of in the background of that story. He's more in a
yeah.
companion, and he's not even in the
But still,
companion role.
no, he's not
But
there.
yeah,
No,
but
I
yeah,
do agree. I like the details that they did add in personally for Shooty,
mm,
like in is it Reality War or is it the end of Wish
yes.
World where he's got his kilty situation?
I believe that
Reality War, I think, isn't it?
yeah, it
No, because
start
is he not wearing it when at the end of Wish World? Yeah, because he's talking with the Rani, no?
yes. No, no, well, I'm
Was
not
that
sure
Wish?
actually.
I don't know. That
See,
one.
the thing is that there's 29 different costumes that he wears throughout his era.
29.
29. Mm-hmm. So
Wow.
it's difficult to kind of pinpoint when a costume appeared and when it didn't
Yeah.
appear.
Yeah. That's the
Um,
Disney budget, I guess.
yeah. What do you think? Here's a question because I think there's another Doctor outfit that's come out recently that looks amazing. What do you
Oh,
think of
Joe
this
Martin.
Joe Martin Circuit Breaker outfit?
Yes, I love it. James Sutton smashed it.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely smashed it. I I said this recently on a podcast that hasn't come out yet. It'll be out in a
Mhm,
couple of weeks, so this is going
mhm.
to be a bit of a spoiler. Because we were talking about Circuit Breaker. This is so timey-wimey. Podcasts are so timey-wimey. Um, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I want to see. I wish we could have seen more Fugitive Doctor on screen and
Yes.
for longer periods of time than what feels like a cameo Doctor because she doesn't deserve it. I think that Joe Martin's a brilliant actor anyway. Um, so she really did deserve to have the screen time and the exploration of the fugitive doctor more than she got. So I'm so happy for Circuit Breaker. I wish it was main series stuff or even spin-off stuff where we just get like a Flux like fugitive
Mhm.
doctor but with Joe Martin. Because Flux was the fugitive doctor through Jodie, which
Yes. Yeah.
felt like it should have been that Flux should have been Joe's as a spin-off if you can't do it for screen, and then Jodie have a different run for kind of COVID series, I guess. But
Mm.
also it ties into our arc, so it's just a bit it's difficult. But anyway, doesn't matter. Really excited, really love her outfit, I really want to see like more fugitive Doctor variations, that kind of
Mm,
thing. But it's still very true to like what we've seen on
yeah,
screen, which is what's nice because it's cohesive. Again, like you said, there's like that baseline and they've just changed some accessories. And a hat. Love a hat.
I got to try on the hat, and
Did
that
you?
was yeah at Galley Cab, and
Yeah,
seeing it in person and trying it on in person, it was insane. I mean,
love it.
again, big sort of um just compliments to James Sutton there and everyone
Yeah,
behind the design team on that
yeah,
costume. Seeing it in person was a whole different perspective. It really is an incredible costume.
yeah,
And honestly, probably one of my favorite Doctor costumes, to be honest.
yeah.
If I was to do a top five ranking, it'd probably be up there
Oh,
now. It
that
would
was
definitely
it.
be in it.
Yeah,
And
love that.
I love a Doctor that wears a hat.
Yeah, bring back
Hats
hats.
hats just work for the Doctor. I think there are
Yeah,
certain Doctors where it wouldn't work. I don't think you could ever tame 12's hair enough to
enough for
fit
a
it in a
hat.
hat. But yeah.
No, you know what he could wear? What are
Mhm.
they? What are the ones? Do I have it? Do I have it? Bear with.
Mhm,
Won it in a claw machine
mhm.
when
Yeah.
I went to play crazy golf. He could wear one of these.
Yeah,
That would that I
that
can't do
would.
it because of my
Mm.
thingies, but he could wear that.
I'm sure 12 would suit that,
It's
I'm
not
sure.
fashionable, but his hair could get through it.
Um, moving on from costumes and hair.
Moving on from that.
My next question I want to ask you is
Mhm.
sort of you were doing a thread on Twitter about watching every Doctor Who story you'd watched before season three.
Aged poorly.
What was some of your favorite and least favorite episodes you watched in that time?
Oh my goodness. So I haven't updated it in ages because I'm so awful. I have it all like written down. I just need to go in and update it. Um, I started my classic rewatch during that time and fell in love with classic Who all over again. I mean, I'm a classic girly anyway, but I fell in love with the first Doctor all over again. Um, so I would have to say, um, oh,
Hmm.
what would be my favorite stories? War Machines.
Oh, such an
Uh,
incredible story.
phenomenal. Uh, The Rescue.
Another incredible
Love
story.
it, love it. And do you know what
Mm.
I love about The Rescue? Two episodes, and it is all about saving Vicky.
Mhm.
Um, but set design, incredible. The cliffhanger on episode
Mhm.
one, come on now.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh, incredible.
Actually
I
insane.
absolutely love it's so good. Keys Marinus.
Oh, brilliant.
Can't say it
Amazing
enough.
key. Mm.
I love it. I love it. And you know, okay, I'm gonna say a controversial one.
Mm.
Everyone listening is gonna go, "Oh my God, the censor rights." I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I
I'm
see
sorry.
how you
Okay,
feel.
awful. Like, okay, no, awful's not right. Interesting costuming for the censor rights. I love them. I really do. I think they're just so classic. I love how charming Classic Who is, and I'll say it till the cows come home. But also some really interesting stuff with Susan that I feel like
Yes.
doesn't get its flowers.
No, absolutely. I think it's honestly for me my favorite Susan story because
Yeah,
I think
because
she gets the most to do there. She
yeah,
gets
absolutely.
well,
Yeah,
favorite Susan story, extended universe, and all that aside.
yeah,
First Doctor only, it is my favorite Susan story, and I
yeah.
really wish they'd picked up on more of that throughout her
hmm
tenure.
Yeah, I think there's some really interesting stuff about Susan that we don't quite get to see properly. Um, so I do feel like she was wasted a little bit in terms of like what her character was set up to do and then didn't quite meet not meet expectations, that's really harsh, but develop, I
Yeah,
guess. So I haven't really delved into any of the expanded media stuff to do with her. I don't know if they kind of investigate it a little bit and develop upon it,
I would
explore
say
that.
they do.
You do,
Absolutely.
yeah. So
Worth
I probably
checking.
should check that out. Yeah, yeah. But see, Second Doctor, Mind Robber,
Oh,
scenes.
absolutely. Yeah,
Love it.
gotta be.
Um, Any others? And then just my normal favorites. I watched The Parting of the Ways, Doomsday, Turn Left, Journey's End, just all of the time. Just all of
I
the
mean,
time.
they are just iconic episodes
Iconic.
for a
Yeah,
reason, you know. I think,
yeah,
seeing that thread kind of remind me of like rewatching Doctor Who in COVID, rewatching Doctor Who in
yeah.
all these sort of times
Uh-huh.
where, obviously we don't have Doctor Who on the telly
Yeah.
and when times can be tough sometimes. So it's nice to sort of watch Doctor
Yeah.
Who. And it was nice following your friend, sort of seeing it through and seeing all the episodes you were watching
Mm.
before season three, which
Well,
again,
I wish I could go in and edit, but I can't because you have to pay,
oh no,
and not doing that.
I think it makes it so much better that it aged like milk. I think
Yeah.
it stands as its own thing, a
Yeah.
product of its time.
It's time, absolutely. But one thing that did come out of it as well, not just my classic watch, but me binging and continuing to do so is Big Finish, because that has really made me explore um, the world of Big Finish a lot more. And I found I mean, Travis Midnight is already my baby. Love,
Oh,
love, 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 love.
phenomenal story.
Like phenomenal. If I get a chance to talk about the Travis of Midnight, I will. Um, but just like, what are some of my favorite Big Finish? Obviously, Spare Parts. Um, I also really enjoyed Beware the City of Illusions. That's very new. That came out this year. Love it. Very good. Go check it out. Um, uh, what is it called? Embrace the Darkness.
Oh,
Scenes.
underrated, incredible
Underrated
story.
banger. My
Mm-hmm.
goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Our next 8-track episode is on that. Be ready for me to talk about that for 3 hours. Um, I'm not joking. Um, I also really, really love, and I think you should go check it out if you haven't, anyone who's listening, is the Cyberman collection that Big Finish did.
Yes.
It doesn't have the Doctor, and it's just an insight into a Cyberman story without the Doctor. Some
Mm.
extremely thrilling like adventures in there. Horrific. Nick Briggs, voice acting, incredible.
Mm-hmm.
The man that he is, love it. Um, very talented. I just yeah, love it. So that also was born out of it.
So, going on from that, after a
Yeah.
quick break there, as I said earlier on in the video, these are done in 40-minute sort of segments in a way, and then we have like
Yeah.
a 10-minute break and come back. Sort of talking about Twitter and talking about threads. There's one note that I have on my computer. I don't tend to write notes for episodes. I tend to write like small ones and then go off like conversations, and it's all sort of as unscripted as possible on my end. But
Okay.
you've said on Twitter that your quote, nighttime zoomies consist of reorganizing your Doctor Who collection. Do you have an order
Yes.
or routine when it comes to the organization, or is it just chaos?
I wish you could see my flat right now. I haven't finished. So you can see like a gap there. I'm just going to point to it there. That's because this shelf, this bottom shelf, I haven't finished. I'm surrounded by Doctor Who chaos at the moment because I got the zoomies,
hmm
took all of this out, so this was all completely bare, and then I was surrounded by it and was like, okay, I don't have a plan. And then I just kind of, and there you go. I can talk about my collection shelf forever, but I'm not going to because I'm not going to keep you here for 3 hours. So I Auton, Third Doctor. I always
hmm
like to group them together because Auton's Third Doctor, and then you've got the new stuff. This currently is my favorite things, uh, things that are really sentimental to me. So I've got my Chimes of Midnight, Robert Shearman, and he so kindly gifted me some of his original edited script
hmm
pages from when he wrote it
Oh
for Big
wow.
Finish. So that's is like a little bookmark in there. Then I've got my Dalek book that Tip got me for my birthday with my amazing. gifted Dalek from Laurie.
Oh, I
Custom
love
build
that
these.
figure. That
It's
is
incredible.
wow.
It's really well. And then all of my timey-wimey books, like my Russell T Davies's like script book thingies.
Mm.
Writer's Tale, that's what I was trying to say. Then I've got all my childhood books and my classic DVD collection. Then I've got all my Doctor Who magazine stuff up there. My first review that I wrote for Doctor Who magazine because I'm sentimental.
We will get
Um,
to that.
sure. And then my new adventure novels and like my book bits. Then my Cyberman shelf because I love the Cybermen, love them. So my Eagle Moss. I kind of want to show you without showing you the mess of my flat.
Oh,
I've got my
brilliant.
Eagle Moss, and I've got really into um putting like pictures and my
Mm.
battles in time cards and stuff to like get rid of the grey. So I've got my Cybermen stuff with my VHSs. I love a VHS. And then I've kind of got all like my comics and stuff you will see at some point when that's done. And then I've got a Dalek shelf there. I've got over on the other side that you can't see. I have an original 1972 jigsaw puzzle.
I mean, wow.
Can I
Yeah, yeah,
quickly
yeah.
get it? Can I quickly get it?
By all means,
I'm
absolutely.
wearing Doctor Who pajamas. Nobody judge me. I love them. Okay, you will
Hmm
probably see them, or probably not, because I'm so small. Oh, is it?
I'm looking forward to this. This is, oh, wow.
You can see
Oh,
it
that
full
is
screen.
incredible.
Yeah,
Oh, look at John with
1972.
his smile. Look at jump
I
out
know,
there.
but you can. I wonder if you can see the dates there a little bit. Probably not. But yeah, and it's all. I don't know if all the pieces are still there,
Mm. I'd be
but
too afraid to open it.
yeah,
Yeah, no,
they're
that is
all
wow.
in a little bag. But
Oh,
yeah,
that's
I love it.
incredible.
It's really so that's like my little sentimental bit I've got
Absolutely.
there. Um, and then all my trading cards and bits and
Mm.
bobs over here. I've got one of the make your own TARDIS things.
Yes, I noticed
Traded
that.
that.
I
Yeah.
saw that in the background and immediately got hit with a wave of nostalgia.
Nostalgia, right?
That Make Your
Yeah.
Own TARDIS book was, oh, wish-
Iconic, right?
I wish there was stuff like that now.
Yeah. I
I,
know. Unfortunately, we only get our figures. And I'm really excited for the new Battles and Times cards. I will be getting
yes.
all of those. Very excited by that. But yeah, I wish we had more of. I guess it's not as big as it used to be, is it? I
No,
guess.
I think it's,
I don't know.
I think
It.
sadly in where we're at now in the current climate, there's like less room for novelty.
Yeah.
It's weird because I think it's the same with every franchise at the moment in that the merchandise is a bit too, it's not, it's still fun, still really
Yeah.
fun, but it's fun in a clean way. You don't get things like
Yeah.
the Doctor Who stickers that were quite, all over the place, or like the Make Your Own TARDIS or the exactly. You don't get Doctor Who Adventures anymore,
No.
And I miss Doctor Who
I miss.
Adventures.
I love that. That's one of the um first things that I used to buy. I used to buy all of those with the
Mm.
trading cards. That was kind of like my merchandise way in, I guess, was going with my grandma to the paper shop and buying one of those every week.
Mm.
The memories.
Yeah, no, my granny got me a subscription when I was a kid, and I used to get them delivered every week, and it was one of the nicest gifts ever, and getting all like
Yeah.
little toys and like the notebooks and the Davros mask.
Yes.
Oh, it meant the world to me every time, and I still have a few of
Yeah.
those little trinkets lying around.
Yeah.
I also briefly want to talk to you about horror movies because
Oh, let's go.
we've spoken about horror,
Yeah.
and I would like to sort of talk to you about what you sort of let you know it. What about the horror genre appeals to you?
Okay. I love criminal. Okay, there's like a couple of things. I love the paranormal. I love ghosts. That's something that terrifies me because I can't put logic to it because
Mm,
it's just, yeah. And people believe, people don't. It's a spiritual thing, whatever. So I really love ghost horror films. because they all fall within, you know, the expectations and the kind of structure of what a horror film is. So you always know what to expect, and I like that about them. So that's my like supernatural stuff, like The Conjuring, that kind of thing. Love
Mm.
it. But I also really love criminal psychology. And I really like horror films, and like true crimey things that really dive into psychological aspects and like really like deep and meaningful like themes. That's something that really interests me. And there's been some absolute cracking films this year, like Obsession. My goodness, the
Mm.
layers of that film, insane. Like I watched it. I wanted to watch it, read some reviews, sold by some of the reviews that I read. Was like I need to go and witness this for myself. Came out and I sat down and was just like, that was heavy, that was layered, that was nuanced, that was beautiful, open to interpretation, but so obvious, and reflects certain things and certain people and actions um, perfectly. Really, really good film. If you haven't seen it and you're a horror fan, definitely go and see it. But there are some really scary, like psychological thrillers and horror films that are just like Us. Um, that's a fabulous one that I really love. I always recommend that one. What's the other one? It's like Talk to Me. I think that's what it's
Mhm.
called. That's really great. Get Out. Like these are all
Oh,
just
yeah, absolutely.
like if you're thinking like aesthetically what I go for, um, and conceptually, that is a passion. I watch two things. That's Doctor Who and horror films. That's it. If you want to know me in a nutshell, that is it.
And I mean, yeah, no, you mentioned quite a lot, but you also mentioned true crime and true crime shows as well, and how that sort of weaves in with it. What
Yeah.
true crime shows would you recommend to anyone else interested in the sort of the psychological side of true crime?
Oh, there's some great Channel 4. The name escapes me, which isn't going to be very helpful. I'll probably send you the names of things, and if you put them in the comments or something for me,
Yeah,
because the names
sure.
do escape me. There's some really good ones on Channel 4. It's not like the 24 hours in police custody or anything like that. They're like mini documentaries.
Yeah.
Um, or if you have Netflix, can I just say like my favorite ones?
Yeah, by all
It's,
means.
you know, it's so horrible saying my favorite ones
Mm.
because there's really something in there about being so desensitized to true crime, because what you have to, and I have to keep reminding myself, is this has happened. This isn't fiction.
Yeah.
This really happened to someone. These people who are in these documentaries who are crying their eyes out and mourning still, and or still don't have closure, things like that. This is real to them and real life, and we're watching it for entertainment. I
Yes.
like to watch it for like knowledge as well,
Mm.
and they do inspire
Oh,
me. Like
absolutely.
some, which this sounds awful, but my first play that was in theatre, that was based off of some true stories
Mm.
about child abuse and stuff, which is horrific. But yeah, just knowledge around it and wanting to get that those stories kind of like
It
out
also
there.
helps deal with it in a sort of sensitive way when it comes to writing.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, seeing how people live through it sort of
yeah,
it adds that level of sensitivity to how you
yeah.
might go about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I always want to bring back and say, even though I'm saying these are my favorite ones, I need to also slap myself on the back of the wrist and say, remember, this is you're getting entertainment out of someone's real life, so be sensitive and be aware of that. However, um, Abducted in Plain Sight, that's one that is very thrilling to watch, and you reflect and you have all your opinions, like how could the police not do this and how could the parents not know this, um but obviously you're not in their time period for starters, and in their family going through this, so it's so easy for us to watch and say, oh, why didn't the police do this, why didn't this, because it's very different. There's a really good series on, I think it's Disney Plus, I want to say, how I caught my killer,
Mm,
where murderers have obviously done their thing, and then but they leave certain evidence, and the people who are unfortunately deceased, they, for whatever reason, end up leaving fragments, or it's on their phone or something, where it makes the police end up catching um, the murderer. So those are those are interesting. There are so many out there. That is a really interesting watch. Um,
mm,
I really, again, I'm really sorry for how I phrase this,
mm.
but I really
No, not at
enjoy
all.
watching interrogation
Mm,
things. There's so many on YouTube, guys. If you want to go watch interrogation videos and body language analysis videos as well.
yes.
Um, oh, what is it? Observe on YouTube. I've been watching him since COVID. Um, Fantastic body language um,
Mm.
analysis on there. And I started doing a criminal psychology course because I was bored
Oh,
one day
wow.
and thought I'd just do it and learn so
Yeah.
many cool and interesting things. But it all comes back round because then I'll write about it.
Mm,
And it's really
yeah.
helpful if you're playing darker roles as well, understanding motivations behind things. So yeah, bittersweet saying that I love true crime because it's
Yeah.
horrible, but it is entertaining for some reason. But there you go. Bramble, sorry.
No, not at all. Sort of going back to more fictional horror.
Yeah,
Are there any types of horror that don't appeal to you? Or what tropes and
yeah.
stories do you not like?
I'm not a slasher, bloody store,
Mm,
can't do anything like that. Anything where it's kind of like blurred and squeamish, I don't like. That's not pleasurable. Final Destination, I have OCD. Final Destination, watch that way too young, by the way. That Final
yeah.
Destination 5 messed me up. I think a lot of my anxieties to do with certain things definitely stem from watching Final
I
Destination.
think that's a canon event for people with
Yeah,
OCD.
yes.
Yeah.
Everything scares me now. I'll
Hmm.
be behind. I've been behind a truck with tree logs on, and I'm like, well, this is it. This is it. That's
Yeah.
coming straight through the windscreen, and I'm dead now.
Hmm.
Tanning booths could not get me in there. What if I get trapped? Anything like lifts? Absolutely not. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like people are like, I really love Final Destination. You need to go see the new Final Destination. Nope,
No.
because I will not leave the house. That'll be it. Why not do that? My OCD is like, okay, we're gonna latch onto that,
Hmm.
and we're not gonna let go of that for a couple of years until you've processed that and worked through that. Yeah, no, absolutely not.
So, my next question goes back to Doctor Who before my final question, which is
Okay,
more of a general question.
sure.
My final Doctor Who based question that I'm trying to remember. Um, what incarnation of the Doctor stands as the best role model to you?
It's so hard because the Doctor is just one big ball of kindness. You know
Yes.
what? Actually, I think this is actually quite easy thinking about it. I'm gonna go with Peter Capaldi, 12th Doctor,
Yeah.
actually, because a lot of the fundamental things that you should have to be a kind, thoughtful, caring human being are all the traits that the 12th Doctor shows in heaps. And you can say the Doctor is all the same person. They all share these traits and show them in different ways. But there's something about his friendship and complex relationship, romantic relationship, whatever you want to call it, with Clara, um, and some other stories that um, will be hitting Big Finish soon that everyone should definitely go and check out. Um, that make me just fall in love with the 12th Doctor and want to be the 12th Doctor even more. So,
Yeah.
12th Doctor.
That
That's
is
my
an
final answer.
and that is an excellent answer at that. Honestly, yeah, no. Peter Capaldi in his performance. I'm sure John Culshaw in his performance as well. No doubt about it. I'm sure that's all going to be excellent, but
12th
the
Doctor
12th
Adventures,
Doctor is
guys, go and check it out when they come out.
Mhm.
Incredible.
I forgot one question about the podcast because I want to take it back to
Yeah,
the podcast to kind of
yeah,
close it
yeah, yeah.
out. And how would you introduce potential new viewers to your podcast?
So, the way I am on this podcast is the way that I am on my podcast, but I'm trying to be really concise and not as squirrely for Rory's podcast to make it easier for him. However, if you want nutty banter and just random stories, and then you've got Tip, who is way more eloquent than I am. I'm the type of person that can't speak things. I need to get pen to paper. So my reviews are great, but I could never verbally say it off the cuff. But Tip is more concise. Um, yeah, great banter, a great time. We talk about Doctor Who. We laugh, we cry. um, we have really fun uh, topics. We do tier lists, we do interviews. You should definitely check out our Nicholas Briggs interview, 11th Doctor Adventures team cast interview with Miles Taylor, Beth Axford, and Sam Dinley, and our Robert Shearman interview. You should definitely check all those out because they're great. We also did sorry, I'm just plugging, plug.
Yeah, don't worry.
Um,
You'll also have plenty of time for that after the next
yeah,
question. Don't worry.
uh, International Women's Day. That was one that was really true and dear to my heart. Me and Beth were the co-hosts on that one. And we had some lovely videos. We reached out to a lot of the women of Who and reached out for them to do some videos to contribute for a big fan and companion, writers, anything, anyone we could get hold of to send in some videos. And we had a lovely one from Carol Ann Ford, Sophie Aldred, and Nicola Bryant. So we just it's a good time over there, guys. You should definitely check us out. And now I'm going to stop plugging things.
Absolutely. I mean, don't worry. I'll be asking you to plug right at the end as
Yeah.
well. So after this question is one that I used to
Yeah.
ask all on prior podcast episodes. I didn't ask it to Laura Cat on that because I kind of just I haven't asked it in a while, and I'm getting ready to ask it again. It's one that was in every episode, and it's how do you deal with creative burnout?
Oh, I'm really bad for this. I'll hyperfixate on something. I've got a 2 week window for my brain. Really, sometimes it's less than that. Um, how do I overcome it? It's a case of like forcing myself because if you are stuck in a burnout and you don't really want to do it, you don't have any kind of creativity really in you. What I tend to do is I sit in front of my notebook because before I type anything, I've got a notebook and I write in that and I just jot down one idea, just one random thing. Okay, today I want to plan a Cyberman story, so I just write Cyberman. And then what's my favorite things about the Cyberman? And slowly, if you give yourself tiny little tasks, then your brain starts to go, oh, this is exciting. Okay, let's do this, let's do this. Um, I don't know, I'm just a planner. I get joy out of planning things. So I'll just start doing little plans. Um, as well, music. If I don't have any idea of, I've got something that I need to write and I don't know where to approach it, I don't know how to start it, put on some music that is of that same kind of energy and feel. So then that kind of stimulates you to be like, oh, okay, so I can write. And so I kind of write to music sometimes as well, or I stick Doctor Who on. My favorite episode that I find the most imaginative, creative ever sent, with lots of nuance and depth, um, or a comfort thing, and get yourself excited. If this is more specifically, if it's for Doctor Who, um, and then see what happens. Don't force yourself. If you sit there and really force yourself and stuff, then there's no passion in it, I think, and it's harder to get it done. Also, find your time window. My time window for creativity, unfortunate for me, is between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. because I'm a little night owl. So I will sit and write between those, and I'm absolutely exhausted the next day for work, but it's worth it. Or my reviews are all written at like 2 a.m. Um, and I'm waking up the next day at like 6. Like I can't do this. But yeah, I don't know if that's helpful. I think anything
Sure,
that
it'll be helpful to someone.
yeah, anything that
Absolutely.
motivates you and gets you excited. I think that's what there's nothing in there if you're not excited to do it. So if
Absolutely.
you get excited about it, everything in you is like, okay, let's do this. I think that would be my advice.
Well, thank you for joining me today. This has been
Thank you
an
for inviting
absolutely,
me.
oh, for sure. I mean, it's been an absolutely amazing podcast. I've absolutely enjoyed talking with you.
Thank
And
you.
no, it's been absolutely amazing. If you have anything to plug, which, the Says Who podcast and all the above, please, by all
Yep.
means, plug now.
Stacey podcast. Got some fab episodes, if I do say myself. Where our podcast on YouTube is on the Sudden Biscuit YouTube channel. I'm sure there'll be a link below. But yeah, Says Who podcast. We are the Says Who pod on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter as well. If you want to follow us on socials. Also, whilst we're in the wilderness years, possibly as well, there's gonna definitely be a lot of like Big Finish, Doctor Who magazine. Obviously, will carry on going, books, things like that. Buy physical media. It really helps, and the stories that you love to read, physically in books and magazines and things like that. That's only going to happen if we carry on buying them. The less we buy, they won't be able to fund it, and then it goes forever. And we love Doctor Who magazine, we love Doctor Who books, target novels, that thing. So I do really like to say and encourage people, not just because I write in Doctor Who magazine, but buy physical media, especially Doctor Who magazine, to keep it going. But I will plug that because I've got some reviews coming up. Um, yeah, I think that's it. Yeah,
Well,
I'll plug my own social media. So I'm on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at simply Katie_XO if you want to check it out. There
oh,
you go.
well, thank you so much for joining me today. This has been an absolute joy. And yeah, no, it's been wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I've really enjoyed myself having a chat.
Yeah, no, it's been an absolutely wonderful chat. And thank you everyone for watching. Please make sure to subscribe, leave a like, comment, and all the above. Yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Bye bye, everyone. Bye
Bye.
bye.